such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
It is indeed the 22nd day of April 2025. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to KBC Lunchtime News. Many thanks indeed for joining us. A lot is happening. We have news from the Vatican where we expect the Pope to be buried on Saturday, I beg your pardon. And we also, President William Ruto starts his 5-day tour of China. And among what we do expect and what we know is that the visit is geared towards unlocking opportunities in trade, investment, and also in infrastructure. And while in Beijing, the head of state is expected to hold bilateral talks with President Xi Jinping on shared priorities in economic transformation, sustainable development, and global cooperation. He also will officiate the Kenya-China Business Forum that will bring together over 100 companies both from Kenya and China on potential places of cooperation and business. We'll be bringing you a detailed report of that a little bit later on. But at the Vatican, the late Pope Francis will be buried on Saturday with his funeral mass expected to be conducted by Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, Dean of the College of Cardinals in St. Peter's Square. Public viewing for the body of the late Pope will commence tomorrow.
Monday night at the Vatican City, the Casa Santa Marta residence of the late Pope. The rite confirming the death of the Pope in the ground floor chapel of the Casa Santa Marta, validated by Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Camerlengo of the Holy Roman Church. And after the rites, the placement of Pope Francis' body and the coffin. The ceremony that lasted just under an hour paves the way for the commencement of the official mourning period and the rites that will precede the burial of the late Pope. Vatican has announced that Pope Francis will be buried on Saturday, with his funeral mass expected to be conducted by Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, the Dean of the College of Cardinals in St. Peter's Square. After the mass, the late Pope's body will then be taken into St. Peter's Basilica and then to the Basilica of St. Mary Major for entombment. Public viewing for the body of the late Pope will commence tomorrow. The body will be viewed from an open coffin and it will not be raised on a platform. The Pope, in his final wishes, declined to be buried in the usual 3 coffins, namely wood, lead and another wooden coffin, each placed inside the other, with the late Holy Father opting for a simple wooden coffin lined with zinc. John Jacob Curia, Lunchtime News.
Of course, we are keeping tabs with what is happening at the Vatican City, and all the details we will be bringing you up to speed, including in our social media spaces. In other news, a section of parents, teachers, and also education stakeholders in Kakamega County are calling on the government to prioritize recruitment, promotion, and posting of teachers based on merit. This, the group say, will ensure regional balance on the teacher-to-students ratio. The stakeholders who met during a get-together of Kakamega Township alumni students also vouched for transfer of the CDF from constituency under MPs to the county government offices. They say the move will enhance transparency and accommodate more beneficiaries.
Ikiwa serikali angalia tu kwamba eneo fulani linaunga mkono kisiasa, walimu watoke huko wengi. Kwa hivyo watoto wetu nchini kote hawatakuwa wamepewa ule usawa unaostahili. Walimu wapelekwe katika shule zote across the country without biasness.
The president of the county is the governor. Na hizi mashule ziko kwa counties. So why can't we ensure that hii pesa ya bursary ama tuseme tu pesa ambayo inahusikana na mambo ya education ipatiwe governor, alafu MP kazi yake iwe oversight, aone ya kwamba hii pesa inatumika namna gani.
Moving on, leaders in Kajiado County are challenging young people to use social media more responsibly, highlighting its power to build rather than destroy. Kajiado East member of National Assembly Kakuta Maimai, who spoke while distributing 33 million shillings to bursaries to over 6,000 needy learners in Kitengela, cautioned against the growing misuse of social media by young people. The MP emphasized that platforms like X, Facebook and TikTok can be used to network, learn and raise important societal issues. He also called on fellow lawmakers to push for the constitutional protection of the Constituency Development Fund CDF, saying it plays a critical role in transforming lives through education. His senior Deputy County Commissioner Michael Yator, who was present, said youth behavior online reflects deeper moral decay in society, something that needs to be comprehensively soluted.
And it is about time that we ask our young people that to focus on positive engagement, positive thinking, and also positive communication. Because as the country moves forward, we cannot move forward when we have a young generation that is so focused on negativity.
Si makosa kutumia social media criticize ama critique viongozi wetu ama anybody. We can do it. Tunaweza fanya positively. Tunaweza tumia kuuliza maswali ambayo ni ya maana. Na tunajua kama viongozi tukiulizwa maswali kwa mambo ambayo tunaona kuna manufaa, tutachivu kama viongozi.
We want to make sure that we have entrenched CDF into the constitution so that it is legally, of course, recognized and accepted, because it's the only fund that its job is being seen by everyone. CDF ikitolewa sijui kutakuwa na nini.
In other news, more than 100 vulnerable families, including the elderly and persons with disabilities in Kisumu's informal Manyata estate, have benefited from a charity drive that saw them issued with assorted foodstuffs. Their gesture, courtesy of RXM Creatives, a US-based company, also saw the youth sensitized on harnessing the digital economy for self-sustenance. The organization's representative in Kisumu, Pauline Okomba, underscored the vitality of the digital space and the creative economy as an avenue for self-employment by the youth in the country.
Sisi kama walemavu wenye wamelemewa kidogo, unapata shida inakuwa ngumu kwa maisha. Kuenda kutafuta, unapata kasi inakuwa ngumu, kutembea hapa na pale, sababu ya kutembea kwetu. Ninapotembea na hii, napata kasi inakuwa ngumu sana kwa mahali pengine. Sasa naomba kama tunaweza pata ile kurudumu ya miguu mitatu ya injini, nitashukuru Mungu sana. Itanisaidia kuenda kufanya biashara kuliko kungoja mtu akuje anisaidie.
Currently, the issues of unemployment is so rampant. So to curb that issue, I think RXM has come at the right time.
I'm doing this charity on behalf of RXM company to make sure their Easter goes well. Easter, we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And I believe all of us, we know the importance of giving to this society.
Moving on, Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs, Geoffrey Ruko, has reiterated government's commitment to fast-track the processing of certificates of good conduct following nationwide delay concerns. Speaking after an impromptu tour of Kiambu Huduma Center in Thika Town to assess service delivery, the CS said his office would collaborate with the relevant agencies to hasten the issuance of the crucial documents that are required by employers as part of mandatory background checks. The issue has seen applicants wait longer for the crucial document issued by the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, after fingerprint collection, costing them job opportunities. He, however, said the government is considering decentralizing the issuance of passports to Huduma centers to facilitate a wider reach of the service to all Kenyans.
We'll be working, we'll see how we can synchronize with the Ministry of Immigration to ensure also passports registration can be also processed from the Huduma centers. As a government, we will work to see whether we can have many immigration services offered at Huduma centers. So I request that we familiarize, for all the public servants to familiarize themselves with Article 232 of our Constitution, which talks about the principles and fair use of public service.
To security matters now, where police in Kabarnet, Baringo County have recovered the body of a boda rider who had been missing since Thursday, 17th April 2025. His body was discovered after a suspect confessed to killing him and led police officers to where he had dumped the body.
An arrest and a confession enabled police officers to solve the puzzle behind the disappearance of Kevin Kibichi Togoch, who has been missing for over a week. Kevin Kibichi Togoch, a boda rider, is reported to have responded to a call from a customer on the 17th of April 2025 in Kabarnet town, a call that is believed to have been a setup.
Huyu kijana alitoka nyumbani saa 12 jioni, akachukua boda kuja Kabarnet. Aswa akisema anaenda kubeba mtu kutoka Kabarnet mpaka nyumbani. So ndakatoka Pemwai, akakuja wapi? Kabarnet, kuja kuchukua huyo customer wake. So tangu saa hiyo after kutoka Pemwai mpaka wa leo hakuwahi rudi. Ni kama alikuwa amefanywa njama na mwenye alimuua ni yeye, aswa tuna suspect yeye ndo alipikia simu.
A suspect would later be arrested riding the stolen motorbike in Eldoret town, and upon being probed, he confessed to having murdered Kibichi and dumped his body. He led the officers to a thicket in Kabartonjo where he had concealed the body. The security team had to comb through difficult terrain to get to the body. And after hours of resilience, the body was finally retrieved. According to Baringo County Police Commandant Julius Kiragu, the suspect could be a hardcore criminal.
Maybe he see incidents yake ya kwanza. We believe it's a cartel that has been operating because as you have seen, tumepata Eldoret, meaning maybe kuna kitu kama cartel. So ni vizuri kama kuna anybody mwenye labda amewahi kuibiwa pikipiki, be it here, be it Eldoret, be it anywhere else, they come forward to record statement.
Yenye imekuwa kwa town lakini kwa muda ni ya pikipiki kupotea. Lakini kulingana sasa hivi vile tunaona kama wame upgrade. Ni pikipiki inapotea na mtu anapotea. So itabidi tukue macho sana na hata ule customer tunabeba usiku.
Pia ningependa kuwaomba wenzetu wenye tunafanya wote kazi moja. Kabla hujabeba mtu, angalia kwanza mahali huyo mtu anaenda. Kwa sababu mimi most of the time hata mimi nafanya na operate. Lakini mimi ukiniambia nipeleke pande hii ya juu, mimi nitaogopa juu. Mimi sitajua wewe unaishi wapi.
Unamjua? Authorities, however, had a difficult time containing an irate mob that was baying for the suspect's blood when he was taken into custody. Nancy Okware, Lunchtime News.
Away from that, a tree introduced to rehabilitate dry lands is now wreaking havoc in Kenya's arid regions. The Propis juliflora, locally known as Madenge tree, has invaded thousands of acres in Garissa, Tana River and Turkana counties with devastating consequences.
Tree Research Institute KEFRI is leading a renewed push to fight back effects of the Madenge tree. At a 3-day conference, stakeholders gathered to develop strategies that not only control the spread of the prosopis, but also turn it into an economic resource.
But we are hoping that the ideas we'll come up with in making very sustainable value chains will then increase that percentage from, say, 1 to at least 5%, so that our youth can also get jobs from this sector.
KEFRI Deputy Director Dr. Joram Kagombe says the institute has invested in processing equipment to convert the invasive tree into animal feed, charcoal and more.
Some of them are processing the pods for animal feed, others are doing value addition, some are also doing issues of charcoal.
But importantly, it's ensuring that there are jobs created in the project implementation, and that post the project, the young people, the women who have benefited, can continue to earn a livelihood out of the management of prosopis.
In Tana River County, over 40,000 acres of farmland, particularly in irrigation schemes, are choked by the prosopis. The county has committed 10 million shillings in its 2024-2025 budget to support charcoal production and expand the initiative countrywide. But stakeholders say a national moratorium restricting the movement of charcoal between counties is slowing down the progress.
That is the gaps that we are feeling that is there, and once we get legislation in place which is going to support this management of the Madenge, we have very potential areas. That's an area that we are focusing, at least instead of not only the formal jobs, we can get job out of management of this Madenge through that.
Maria Ambo reporting for the Lunchtime News.
To some politics now, where a group of Siaya residents drawn from various sub-counties has urged for calm amid verbal confrontations between supporters of Siaya Governor James Orengo and those backing the broad-based political arrangement between the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, and the ruling United Democratic Alliance, UDA. The appeal follows Saturday's protest staged by a different group in Bondo town, calling for the impeachment of Governor Orengo for allegedly undermining ODM party leader Raila Odinga. The residents downplayed the condemnation that the veteran politician has faced following his remarks during the funeral of the late Raila Odinga's long-term aide, George Oduor. They called upon the ODM chief to quell the political jitters emerging within the Orange Party.
The Luo nation, that is Raila, Right Honorable Raila, he has got to take stand, and he has got to make very precious decisions that will not divide us. So we must wait for his communication. Official communication will come. I know he will not communicate that will divide these two people.
Nasikia hapo nyuma ati watu wanasema ati impeachment. Impeachment ya nini? Kwani siasa yetu mtu akisema kitu vizuri ama akiongelea maneno mabaya ambayo wanafaa warekebishe, wanasema impeachment. Kwani hii siasa ya hata ya siapa inaelekea wapi?
And we are very sure and we believe that at the end of this term, our governor shall have met all his duties that he made to us.
Away from politics, residents of Kiamendo village in Mbere, South Embu County, have lauded the government efforts to increase electricity connection in the region. This is part of the broader initiative by the Kenya Kwanza administration aimed at spurring economic growth and enhancing electricity connectivity in rural regions across the country. The project will see over 3,000 households connected to electricity in rural homes in the region. This project is, among others, launched by President William Ruto 3 weeks ago during a tour of the region.
60 years since independence, Kiametho village in Mbere South area of Embu County has been in the dark. Residents here having to use torches and lamps for their lighting. President William Ruto's visit to the region 3 weeks ago is however changing this, as some 3,000 homes are set to be connected to the electricity grid.
Tumekaa tukingojea kwa hamu na gamu na hatujapata ng'o. Tumekaa miaka kadhaa, miaka mingi ambayo hata sijui kama itahesabika, sababu mababu zetu walienda wakatuacha katika giza.
On this day, residents of Kiametho village came out to celebrate when electricity poles arrived. These poles signify change that is coming to this village 60 years since independence.
I went to Mheshimiwa's office. I told them, am I going to die having not seen electricity? And I have been to so many places where there is electricity. I was told, be assured, through the government we have today, you are going to get it.
People have been waiting. So if I get zitaanza kufanya kazi lini, tuanze project. For me personally, I'm very happy for that. There's some work that we have been doing.
Deputy County Commissioner Jacob Mwaura, who received the electricity poles, said he was optimistic that upon completion of the program in a month's time, the initiative will empower residents economically.
We expect, because the contractor is already on the ground, that the same should be done soon as possible. Probably within a month, we should have that project right within these houses.
Tunasema tunashikilia serikali mkono. Tunataka itufanyie mambo, tunataka hii project ya maji ishe, tunataka stima ikuje, tunataka hata barabara hii panuliwe ikue kubwa, tunataka barabara zile zingine hazijajengwa nazo zijengwe, ile ya Kiambere na ile ya kuenda PI pia ijengwe, na mambo mengine ikuje kama hii industry park tuletee sasa machine kwa sababu inaenda kuisha.
This initiative is part of Kenya Kwanza administration bottom-up economic transformation agenda to ensure economic growth is realized across the country.
Juzi hapa Kamburu nimusalimia na mkono yangu, nimusalimia Rais William Ruto na mkono yangu. Na nimusalimia nikiwa ninafurahi sana kwa vile amesema sote tuwekewe stima, lakini kwangu hakuna hata kingi moja hakuna. Mimi nataka stima, nataka niwekewe kama watu wengine.
For Lunchtime News, I'm Christine Matunda.
At about 22 minutes past the top of the hour, we are due for a fast break. But when we come back, we still have more news, not forgetting business and also the latest from NOCK elections.
Yo, fam, it's that time again. Finals. Oh, yeah. Go TV. Let's go. Final. Go TV. This is too big. The Premier League, La Liga, Champions League, FA Cup, Europa, and more. Finals. Stay connected to catch all the biggest football finals with your best football friend. Go TV. Love it.
Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice,
we have to do it twice.
Welcome back. Thanks indeed for keeping me company. Moving on, climate change and unpredictable weather patterns are reshaping how farmers grow their crops. In Teso South, Busia County, a growing number of finger millet farmers are turning to hybrid seeds that promise better yields and greater resilience. Take a look.
Becoming more erratic and traditional farming methods falling short, farmers here in Teso South are making a bold shift, embracing hybrid finger millet seeds that are not only drought and disease resistant but also more productive.
Wimbi ni drought tolerant crops kwa sababu tunapanda msimu wa short season na long rain season. Sasa ukilinganisha na vyakula vingine, ukipanda wakati ya long season hautapata mavuno nzuri, lakini wimbi ukipanda msimu wa jua pia bado utavuna.
New hybrid varieties are tailored for changing weather conditions, maturing in just 3 months and delivering higher yields.
Inachukua miezi 6. Na saizi hii nikilima hii nitaizalima hata kwa mwaka mara 3. Baada ya miezi 3 ninaiweka kwingine. Ninafanya tu crop rotation, alafu sasa itakuwa inanisaidia kwa soko, pia school fees. Tunapata pesa kutokana na ukilinganisha tu saizi kilimo ya wimbi na ya mahindi. Napeleka juu sana wimbi kwa sababu inatusaidia sisi kama wakulima.
Mary Omodoy is showing others how to properly plant the hybrid seed.
Hata kama imeweka iko kwa shamba, inakaa kama papo, kama blue. Inakufurahisha tu na maturity yake ni ile ya haraka. Sio ile ya kuna wimbi ingine huwa nakaa kwa shamba. Na hii wimbi ukipanda vile nimepanda hivi, nitapanda 3 times.
Agricultural experts are also weighing in, urging more farmers to adopt the hybrid option.
Panda long rain. Kwa hivyo wale ambao tumefanya nao like last year short rain wamekuwa na good smile, wamesmile kwa sababu hakuna mwingine alikuwa na hiyo mbegu, hakuna mwingine alikuwa na wimbi, wamefetch pesa mingi sana za kuwa support katika familia zao.
Local workers at the Wote Affordable Housing Project have entered their 5th day of protest, citing poor leadership, discrimination and abuse by the site foreman. The protesting workers allege that they are being unfairly sidelined in favor of laborers brought in from other regions. They are now appealing to county officials and the national government to, by extension, to intervene and ensure that their concerns are heard and addressed. The workers maintain that they are committed to supporting the project's success, but only if they are treated fairly with dignity and respect.
Tunaingia kazi asubuhi, tunapata watu wameshaingia kazi kutoka nje na kunasemekana nafasi yetu hakuna. Tuangalie kazi kesho. Hiyo kitu inakera watu na inatusumbua sana.
Mimi naweza pewa kazi na kuna mtu ametoka Nairobi. Nikuje niambiwe wenda nyumbani, huyo mtu ametoka Nairobi akuja apewe kazi. Hiyo tumeona si haki yetu. Tunataka haki yetu kwa hii kazi. Na mshahara tuongezewe, pesa ni kidogo.
In business, the government is reviewing postal laws to align them with technological and market trends, broadcasting and telecommunication. Principal Secretary, I beg your pardon, Stephen Isaboke says the planned reforms will facilitate the Communications Authority of Kenya, CAK, to bring new and emerging services in the postal and e-commerce market under its regulatory ambit.
Recent data from the Communications Authority indicates a growth in revenue for Kenya's postal and courier services, with a total of 7.7 billion shillings reported in 2023, an increase from 7.1 billion in the previous year. Specifically, national postal revenue rose by 10.4% to 2.8 billion shillings, and outgoing domestic letters increased by 87.3% to 2.1 million. The service, however, is still struggling to merge with emerging technologies brought about by e-commerce.
The postal industry is operating in a highly competitive environment due to the ever-changing marketplace, which calls for regular oversight.
Broadcasting and Telecommunications Principal Secretary Stephen Isaboke says another thorny issue surrounding growth of the postal sector is harmonization of regulations across borders, which players are saying is acting as a trade barrier and an inhibitor of growth.
I wish to call on the African region to harmonize our ICT policies, to strengthen our cross-border postal networks, share the best practices, forge partnerships with tech firms, and commit to sustainability by ensuring our postal systems are green and resilient.
To navigate this complex landscape, we must come together in partnership. We need stronger partnerships between regulators and operators, government and the private sector, and between national systems and regional blocks.
Saboki spoke during the opening of the Postal Letters Regulatory Forum for Africa, where the continent's postal regulators are set to come up with a unified way forward in pushing for better service delivery and market access for postal services.
It is fitting to have this platform for regulators to fully exchange ideas, share experience, and collectively identify innovative, actionable solutions.
Alan Oko, Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, Kenya is keen on strengthening institutional capacity, legal frameworks, and accountability mechanisms to enhance public trust and drive economic resilience. This is according to National Treasury and Economic Planning Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi, who is leading Kenya's delegation at the 2025 IMF World Bank Spring Meetings in Washington, D.C.
National Treasury and Economic Planning Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi led discussions with the International Monetary Fund on governance reforms. The talks were part of an ongoing governance diagnostic assessment aimed at strengthening institutional frameworks and improving the efficiency of public financial management. The session brought together senior IMF officials from various departments. Mbadi underscored governance as a cornerstone of Kenya's economic agenda, calling for reinforced institutional capacity and enhanced accountability mechanisms. He says governance diagnostic assessment presents an opportunity to benchmark Kenya's governance practices against global standards and access targeted reforms and technical support. The Kenyan delegation, including Treasury Principal Secretary Dr. Chris Kiptoo and Central Bank Governor Dr. Kamal Thuge, also participated in the G24 Deputies meeting, which highlighted the IMF's 2025 economic outlook, global growth trends and strategies to shield developing economies from climate change and geopolitical tensions. Trevor Ngendo for Lunchtime News.
Counties are betting on digitalization and offshore revenue and so as to improve service delivery. More than half of 47 counties have already moved their revenue collections. Some of the counties are also investing in IT upskilling to create a strong digital workforce. Nairobi and Kirinyaga counties are partnering with ICT service providers to boost digital literacy among public servants as part of their broader digital transformation agenda. Felix Q has more details.
Already, the government has rolled out the County Connectivity Project to help in laying the foundation of a new e-government strategy in Kenya to connect all the 47 counties. Under the plan, counties should connect to the Kenya National Optical Fiber Backbone Infrastructure. Nairobi County Executive for Innovation and Digital Economy, Michael Gumo, says the initiative will benefit digital startups by providing training and accreditation, promoting innovation and quality service delivery in the digital economy.
So we want to continue equipping these centers. We want to continue equipping our spaces where they can come and we can give them free access, where they can try and maybe materialize, maybe get an income from what they already have a God-given talent, where they can express themselves without actually moving maybe too far from their locations or just sitting in their rooms and not having access.
Under the deal, Computer Aid International and ICDL will train over 15,000 county staff in digital proficiency, with City Hall Annex Vocational Training Center already being equipped with 15 computers. Chief Officer for Digital Economy and Startups, Sande Oyolo, says digitization has already improved revenue collection and operational efficiency.
Going forward, the county now is encouraging all our staff and our clients that we deal with, and even those who apply for jobs, to actually be certified
In Kirinyaga County, the devolved unit is implementing digital skills training programs to empower youth and provide them with opportunities for online jobs and self-employment. Speaking during a celebration for the Kirinyaga Youthful Online Decent Earnings Forum in Kerugoya, youth digital marketer Cyrus Njue called on young people to positively leverage the internet to explore the numerous opportunities presented by modern technology.
Kila siku around 3000 apps mpya zinacreatiwa na hizi ma apps zote zikicreatiwa wenye wamezicreate their business people, they need their apps zikuwe popular. So they use a company called VML to gain what you call the volume, the number of downloads, and it can only be done through these employees.
The initiative aims to equip young people with digital literacy and marketing skills, helping them capitalize on the growing digital economy and diversify their income sources.
And further afield, the U.S. Commerce Department has announced plans to impose tariffs of up to 3,521% on imports of solar panels from 4 Southeast Asian countries. The proposed levies targeting companies in Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia and Vietnam in response to allegations of subsidies from China and dumping of unfairly cheap products in the U.S. market. Here are the details of this and other story making headlines from other parts of the world.
The new tariffs on solar panels comes after an investigation that began a year ago when several major solar equipment producers asked the administration of then-President Joe Biden to protect their U.S. operations. The countervailing and anti-dumping duties, as these tariffs are known, vary between companies and the countries their products are made in. Some solar equipment exporters in Cambodia face the highest duties of 3,521%. In 2023, America imported almost $12 billion in solar equipment from the 4 countries. Meanwhile, Nigeria is grappling with a food security crisis, with 33 million people facing acute food insecurity in 2025, a number projected to nearly double according to the United Nations World Food Programme. In Abuja, soaring food prices have further crippled local businesses, highlighting the urgent need for systemic solutions. Nigeria's food security challenges are attributed to deep-rooted structural issues such as economic hardship, record-high inflation and climate change. Experts are urging long-term investment in storage, transportation and collaborations with the private sector to address these challenges in a sustainable manner. Finally, China's central bank will take further steps to facilitate cross-border financial services for multinational companies. The People's Bank of China's head of research bureau has announced that the bank will work to improve cross-border settlement efficiency and support national-level financial pilot projects, including fintech innovations for capital markets. Additionally, the People's Bank of China will strengthen ties with international financial organizations and institutions, attracting more overseas insurance companies, sovereign wealth funds, pension funds, environmental, social and governance funds, and technical services for green projects.
Youth are being challenged to embrace the DigiTrack, which is a mobile digital classroom powered by Huawei to gain cutting-edge digital education. Huawei Director of Government Affairs, Adam Lane, says by providing hands-on learning experiences, the DigiTrack initiative bridges the digital divide in rural regions and empowers the youth with tools to thrive in an increasingly digital world.
The DigiTrack program that was established in 2019 has to date trained over 6,030 youths across 36 counties. The curriculum under the DigiTrack program places emphasis on practical skills and online safety, including how to protect personal data, identify scams, and navigate the internet responsibly.
We're happy to be having the DigiTrack go around the different counties across the country. As Martin mentioned from CFSK, we started this DigiTrack in 2019. We started from Nandi County, and so far we've gone through 38 counties to be exact, and we've trained more than 6,200 students across the country.
Len made the remarks at Uriri Vocational Training Center in Migori County during the graduation ceremony for 210 youth who successfully completed the DigiTrack training program. He said the DigiTrack program focuses on empowering communities, fostering innovation, and equipping the youth to tap income-generating opportunities in digital space. Sylvia Gatti, reporting for Lunchtime News.
In sports, Team New Dawn, led by outgoing first Vice President Shadrach Maluki, who is aiming to succeed Paul Tergat, is confident of clinching victory in the National Olympic Committee of Kenya elections set for this Thursday. 25 NOCK-affiliated federations plus 4 executive members will elect new officials who will serve for a period of 4 years.
When we look back, what we have done in AK, it gives now a lot of energy, especially for my part, to also work within the Olympic Committee and to transform the sport itself. We have done very well in athletics. We have established the camps all over the country. We have nurtured talent, working very closely with the Ministry of Education, that is primary and secondary schools, to the extent that we have more than 58 camps so far that has already been established, supported by the government. If we are elected to NOCK, I do believe that the passion, the energy that we have shown in Athletics Kenya, we will replicate also in this institution, that the other federations will benefit from our experience.
And Nation Randiek, Colonel retired, is vying for this seat because he believes he can bring change. He can bring change in the current setup, which is first and foremost ensuring that we place the athletes before anybody else within the organization. We ensure that the athletes are taken care of, looking at their training, looking at the training of the technical personnel to take care of them, taking care of federations, because the federations are the foundation of NOCK.
Why Mudibo for New Dawn or why Mudibo for Secretary General is that I believe working with a team that has been selected, who we are working with, it's all a matter of working in unity. It's all a matter of working together. It's all a matter of having a dream whereby all of us as presidents want to change how things are done within our federations and within the umbrella body of the Olympic Committee of Kenya. New Dawn is about progress. New Dawn is about servant leadership. We want to be servants of athletes. We want to be servants of the federations and not bosses. We are not bosses because we believe in working together with everybody.
Bwana Maluki is up to the task, and that's why he's brought in together various federations as a team, all working together towards one goal. And myself looking to work together with this whole team as executive committee member. I bring in my abilities to raise money, to bring in money into NOCK that will help federations, to help in matters governance. There have been issues in Kenyan sport about governance. Currently, I'm also fighting some wars in rugby, but there has to be a cleanup. So to bring back credibility to Kenyan sport.
And on the same breath, at the same time, Boxing Federation of Kenya President Anthony Ombok Jamal has promised to support the growth of all sports federations in the country if elected as the National Olympic Committee of Kenya first Vice President in the Thursday elections.
Jamal says he plans to use the position to secure more training opportunities for sports federations and enhance talent development ahead of future international competitions.
Mimi ningependa nataka federation hizi zisemekana ndogo ziwe kubwa
Kukua kubwa ni hizo participate. Unajua ukubwa federation kwa ina participate sana kwenye michezo na kwenye nini. So mimi na nikiingia pale tutashirikiana na ile timu iko kama timu yangu. Timu yangu ndio timu ya ushindi. Timu yangu na wale watu walikuwa kule na wana uwezo wa kuweza kufikisha hapo pengine mbele.
Serving his second term in office at the helm of BFK, Jamal has called for all seeking elected position in the upcoming NOCK elections to embrace sportsmanship after the elections.
Mimi na imani kambi yangu ninachukua tukiwa full team kwa sababu tunaongea lugha moja. Ikiwezekana wachukue huku na ukule ni sawa, watutengee ofisi tutafanya kazi pamoja kwa sababu nia yetu ni kuendeleza michezo, kuendeleza sports. Athletes, hiyo ndio nia yetu. So hakutakuwa na utofauti, tutafanya kazi pamoja.
John Ogola from weightlifting, who is vying for the post of Secretary General, is confident with their team's victory.
I don't think if anyone is elected who is not in my team, I will have a problem with that. The only thing is just people to be alive and aware of the organization's mission and vision, because it's all about work. It's not about, personal relationships. It's about work. If whoever is elected is ready to work, we will work. I don't have any problem with that.
Very well, that's where we put a cap on KBC Lunchtime News this Tuesday afternoon. But for more news on real time, check out our social media spaces. More news will be coming your way at 4/7 and also at 9 p.m. My name is Bentroy Njue, and Susan Thuku has been our sign language interpreter for this live coverage. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to check out our social media spaces. Have a good day.
Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice, we
have to do it twice.
Yo, what up? Welcome to this week's episode of Grapevine with yours truly, the party daddy, right here on your number one station, KBC. You already know, man. And this week's episode is about to get messy. It's about to get lit, man. What are we talking about? A lot has been happening over the weekend. By the way, the most watched artist on YouTube, Kenya, April 2025 is out. Top 15 is out. And guys, it's not looking good, man, Guess what? Number 1 is Harmonize, followed by Diamond, The first Kenyan ako number 7. And we're talking about BN, man. Willie Paul, number 8. Number 9 is Janabi, Prince Inda, man. Hey, yani Kenyans, ni kama to support our artist, man, nini, man, What is happening? By the way, on this list, kuna tu mtu mmoja tunafaa congratulate, man. Prince Inda, moving that genre, Ohangla genre, to a place where it is right now. Woo! That is a big thing, man. But again, Kenyans, this is my plea to you, man. Make sure we support our own. Away from that, we got a packed show lined up for you. My name is Jack Muller, and welcome to Grapevine.
What you gotta do?
We're kicking off the show at Imara Mall, where Coast Night went down. Now, let me ask you something, man. When was the last time you experienced the coastal music, food, and culture right here in Nairobi? Oh, well, you know, we had also a sick lineup, you know, from Mzengala and the Bango Band. Let's check it out.